Thank you for coming. We're here to create a difference. We need a difference. As a profession, we're facing complex resistance from many quarters that needs to be met with clarity, with strength, method, and management. A global strategy. Our world has become truly global. Modern media communicates immediately and universally. It provides an open door for those who promulgate false assumptions, erroneous presentations, invidious comments, outright slander and lies. But it also highlights inconsistencies in our narrative. A homeopathy with multiple visions and multiple voices. So how do we tackle the myriad of issues that confront homeopathy? What should our public voice sound like? How do we engage and retain our audiences, the patients, the public, the media, and so on? The object of this weekend is to answer these questions and more. I invite us all to join a process out of which the actions we need to take will become clear. So roll up your sleeves and let's get on with it. Thank you.
I need to explain, I think, about the business that we're in and the job that we have to do, if that's not too dirty a word. I'm going to use a very dirty word. It's the word brand. And I make no apologies for using it. We are in the business of brands. And like it or not, homeopathy, in our terminology, is a brand. Airlines are brands, cars are brands, the petrol we put in, everything we touch, we're affected by the communication that someone is trying to suggest to us. With respect to your brand, homeopathy, if I walk out into the streets of Cambridge now, you know, with the microphone and say, tell me what homeopathy is about, I'm going to get a complete muddle of response. There's going to be no single voice that Simon talked about. And that's what we're here to work with and here to do.
We're trying to create a community of homeopaths who are determined to define a vision for the future of homeopathy and to take accountability, to take responsibility for making sure that happens.
I'm going to introduce you to our model. There are three parts to the model. Over here we've got what we call the roots of the brand. If you do not understand the roots of a brand, you cannot go forward.
Obviously it's a part of our roots. It's on everybody's lips. But how much do we want to have it about that when we go forward?
I think actually it's probably the biggest hindrance that we have at the moment. Because we are stuck in this silly, childish myth of Hanuman the Great and how he was persecuted, etc., etc.
Eureka moments.
And yeah, and actually, you know, he doesn't talk to anyone anymore.
So this is the stuff that holds it, that holds onto it. Yeah? Okay.
Over here is what we call passion. Passion is actually about behavior. How does the brand of homeopathy, or any brand, behave?
If you give an orthodox GP that's seeing a patient for 5 minutes and you say it's time, all right, you give your patient an hour per visit, he will not know what to do with that hour.
No,
he will not be able to have a conversation with the patient for that hour.
To be enthused with something that we can do that's incredibly positive, and I can see that we can bring about a change within ourselves, within our homeopathic cells, which we need, and our homeopathic community, and then we have that inner confidence that we can take this message out to the public, and I really can see a future for homeopathy.
Helping someone to let go and find their freedom of vitality, their true energetic self, their breakthrough, and how often that their breakthrough can marry up with our own breakthrough.
courageous clarity. That's the behaviour of homeopathy. Yeah. David.
I like the fact that it links perfectly to the beginning of the organon, dare to know. Daring is courage and knowledge is clarity.
What I was thinking was going to happen was a lot of hot air, and I've been really pleasantly surprised. While not everyone here has the same opinion, same agreement about how to conduct themselves or the state of homeopathy, we've made some real progress, and that's really satisfying.
The reason I would argue that homeopathy has got massive problems is because that bit's just completely non-existent right now. Doesn't exist. Moving forward, there has to be clarity.
They come up with the rules, they come up with the passion, with all these ideas, summarized the words in such a strong way. I was moved. I must say I was emotionally moved to hear the summary of what was living within me and within our community by these so-called outsiders.
In order to achieve the vision, we've sent the groups as individuals for once out to really contemplate the world around them, its effect on the way they feel, and therefore enabling them to open up a place in their minds about where homeopathy should go. And right now, as I'm speaking to you, they're sitting in groups telling the stories of what they found on their journeys. The summary of all of that for us was very simple. It's lovely, this one, because it's a really simple vision, but it's hugely powerful. So the first word in my little phrase for the vision is potent. It's strong, it works, it does something. All of that, for us, sums up as this. Part of my life. It's part of my life. Ancient law of similars, vital healing, universal relationships. Courageous clarity is the way it behaves, and potent part of my life is the vision for it.
But what I don't quite see is, what is it? And it is medicine. I mean, it is pills that people are taking, or liquid or something, and I just don't see that there.
This is not the words you say to the outside world. This is the feeling you want to engender. So it's not. This isn't the positioning. The positioning comes out of this.
We pushed it right out to a 20-year vision, something that everybody can really get behind and build on. And then once all of those areas were understood and explored, then we were able to create a kind of map, if you like, or a guide that can be used for anything that's done in homeopathy as a sort of sense check that we're on communication, we're on target.
Take that grand dream and apply it to interest areas. In other words, okay, this is a brand dream, so what? What do we do with that? What happens with that?
Fortunately, we've been able to concentrate on the positives and all the things that we all share, rather than what I consider to be rather minor differences between the various groups of homeopaths.
The main thing I think we came away from the weekend was better relationships among ourselves, and that's going to help us represent ourselves as a unified voice in the public, and with the media, and with our patients. We'll be better at explaining what we do and who we are, and what the purpose of homeopathy is.
What happened was so dynamic, and the connections that were being made in the last 2 hours were just wonderful.
And we thank you very, very much for being here. And the outcome is palpable and tangible. Coming together is a beginning. Keeping together is progress. But working together is success. And I'm in for success. Thank you.
Well, it's obviously a first step of something, but I don't think the first step could have been any better. I think the outlines are very clear. It's an invitation for action. It's an invitation to share this approach, this vision, with other institutions, and I may say with other countries.